Good morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies. My name's Angela, I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady, and welcome back to a Throwback Friday episode 68, and this is number 2 of our Christmas patterns. And so take a seat and grab your notepad and let's get ready. Okay, so of course again the playlist will be linked up on the end screen, and the videos that I'll be using will be linked in the I button, so that way you can jump over to those videos if you see a pattern that you like and grab the details from the description box or the pop-up I button on that video. Save a girl from having to add extra links here, there and everywhere. Cheers gang! Right, so the first video up is from 2020 and it is video number 6. Right, so on today's one I thought I would discuss the stocking. I don't know if you'd spotted it, it's a new addition. I pulled it out of the loft yesterday because I remembered I had a spare. Right, so let's take this one down and I'll show it to you a bit closer. Fixing this up here was a bit of a challenge. I ended up using little hair ties or loom bands and a stitch marker just to hold it up. Right, so this one here was my very first adult size stocking, or adult size decoration, like a bigger one. The pattern is called a Cozy Cottage Christmas Stocking. There is a right and a left-handed version of this now, and the pattern is by Pattern Paradise. Now, this was the very first time I'd tried this stitching, and the very first time I had made an extra bit to then join. It's a bit strange to explain, isn't it? Right, you work from the bottom up, building the pattern, and then you make this ribbon section separately, and then you sew it on. Sew it on, and then you can turn it down and it looks super duper cute. Right, now I loved working this one up. It was a bit of a challenge for me because again this was year 1, so everything I was doing I was doing new stitches, new everything, so everything was a challenge. But once you master, well not even master, but once you remember how to do a different stitch to what you're used to doing, it works quite well and it's really quite forgiving. So this pattern is anyway. So if one stitch was a little bit bigger than another, so your tension was a bit off, it sort of works itself out in the end, so you haven't got to worry as much. And so I made this one, and then I ended up making a couple more last year because a neighbour of mine had said, oh, can you make me some little ones, like some larger stockings for the kids to hang on the mantelpiece? So I was like, right, well I only know of one pattern that I know I can do. I showed her this one and she went, oh okay then, give it a go and see how you go, because you haven't done it for like a whole year. So I ended up making these two. So as I said, the pattern was really lovely and it works up pretty nicely as well. And I don't think I did a bad job second time round. But anyway, I thought you'd like to see this one, and I thought maybe you would have a go at it as well if you've got time amongst all the Christmas presents. Seven of the 12 days of Christmas. Right, so today I'm going to grab something off the tree, as the last 2 days have been quite reasonable size decorations. Sorry, brain moment. Right, so let's grab it. Oh, now I had a couple of you comment on the snowflake. So, right, sorry about the pausing. I realised I didn't have the details to hand, so I've just spent 10 minutes going through some absolutely gorgeous snowflake patterns now that have appeared on YouTube. Dear, it could be quite dangerous. Right, but anyway, this is the one that I made. I'm not too sure if you're going to be able to catch the sparkles on it, but it is made with a yarn that has got lurex, I think it is. I think it's called, running through it. Hold on, let's move. Hold on, if I move it. No, I can't get it to you. I will try and get a photograph with all the glittery stuff in, but as I said, it's worked with the glitter running through the yarn. Now this one is the Easy Crochet Dandy, or dinner titter. I'll write it below here anyway. Snowflake Ornament tutorial, and it's by Christine's Crochet. Sorry if I've muddled your name, honey. Now this one again was made, I think this was a year 2 project actually. Yes, it was probably Christmas number 2 project for this one, because I was getting a bit more, I was picking up more challenges. So this one is worked with double crochets, if I remember rightly. So double crochets and then some possible picot or something on the top sections. I haven't rewatched the video, I'm really bad. But I remember making it, and once you've done the very first, like once you've done the centre and you've worked this first section out, you speed through it because it's just repetitive. You repeat the same scenario all the way around. It's really easy. I think this one probably took me about 15 minutes to do, just solely because I was learning how, like, it might have taken 20 actually. Yeah, we'll call it 20, but by the time I'd finished making a few of them, I got the timing down, like we all do once we remember the pattern. But I thought I would show you this one. As I said, it's one of my earlier one of the earlier tutorials that I had actually copied, and I found it really lovely. The instructions are actually written on screen as well, so, and you can see them working in the background, which is absolutely brilliant for most of us. I'm sorry if you need a more verbal, but there are other patterns out there that are absolutely gorgeous. I just haven't got around to making them yet, so I can't tell you how easy they are to work up. Day number 8 of 12 days of Christmas. Right, so today I am picking another decoration off the tree. This time we are going to have a look at my Santa. Oh, if I can untie him. I forgot I'd double bubbled him. Oh, trash the tree. Right, so for this one, here he is. Let's get him up nice and close for you. He looks a bit funny there. I will put a picture in so you can see it a bit clearer. Right, and this was created, I think, last year. So it was still way before my channel. But no, it wasn't last year, sorry, it was the year before last. Last year I actually got around to putting the eyes on him. So this is my Santa. Spent an entire year not being out, like an entire Christmas not being able to see anything. But it doesn't matter, does it? Right, so this pattern is I followed along. It took me a while to find it because there are quite a few versions of this pattern out there now. But the one that I followed back then, which is this one, is the Crocheted Santa Claus Tree Ornament Part 1. It's by a channel called Canadian Egg something or other. I'll put that there. And it had to be released in a 3-parter because her phone wasn't working too well. So it is a little bit of a part work, but to be honest, it's another 20-30 minute job to knock one of these up, and it was quite a nice pattern to follow. Now, as I said, there are other ones out there, so have a nose, have a quick search, see if there is a pattern or a designer out there who, if you don't fit with this lady and she doesn't explain it as well as you hope for, or you just don't want to have to click on the next video, there are other patterns out there, but I can't show you how they worked up for me because I haven't got round to making them yet. And this one is a number 9, I hope. Right, so anyway, I might have lost count there, we'll see. If not, I'll put them in order anyway. Right, so today's one is a totally evil one. I say it like that because, again, I attempted this little toe rag in the first year? Yep, first year of crocheting. And I thought, oh, I've mastered it. I can do absolutely anything. This one was evil. But then on top of that, I was no master. Not by a long shot, and I'm still not now. Right, so this one here is a crocheted Santa Claus tree ornament. And this one, have I got the right one? No. Oh, bottoms, give me a minute. Right, so this little one for me at that point was a little bit evil and a bit challenging. I think if I did him again now, wouldn't be an issue. Now, I think he's quite cute and he is quite diddy. So, he makes a perfect decoration for your tree. If you've got an artificial tree like me, it's brilliant. You can just bend up the limb of the tree branch and just pop him on. So, you don't have to worry about tying him on or having him dangling. But if you wanted him to dangle, I suppose you could have had a couple of bells inside. Shh, I'm being naughty again. Right, but anyway, this pattern here is called Crochet. It's in brackets. How to Crochet a Gnome Wizard. And it's a Scrap Yarn Friday project by Happy Berry Crochet. I love her patterns. She's got a really, really calming voice. Sounds a little bit like mine, but less high-pitched, squeaky and up and downy and all the rest of it. So she's it's a very calming voice to listen to if you haven't come across her channel already. But you probably have because she's big. But this pattern she brought out in March in 2014. So it is hopefully quite a well-known pattern by now, and you've probably already got one on your tree if you've been crocheting for a while. If you haven't and you're up for the challenge, pop on, and I'll pop the link above and the link in the comments as well for you. Day number 10 of the 12 days of Christmas. Oh, I nearly forgot then. Right, so today's one is one of mine. And this pattern I sneaked out before this video. So luckily there will be a link above and a link below for you. Fingers crossed. I haven't made it yet. While I was making this video. Fingers crossed, because I'm making this video before that video. Right, anyway, and this is an ideal little project for you, or big project depending on the length of the chain that you want. And it's brilliant because you can use up all that scrap yarn. You can of course choose the colour combination that you want. You could go completely a lunatic, like completely mad, and have every colour of the rainbow. Or you can have, as I've done, I've just gone red, green and white. So I was getting tongue tied. So that I've got a more festive chain here. Or you could sort of do the blue and white mixes, or whatever mix you want really. Now this one, you work as you go. So you'll make your chain, and you make your first ring solid. And then as you work round, you thread it through as you're working it. I don't want to give too much away, just in case you haven't had a chance to have a nose at the pattern. But here it is. So fingers crossed you really like that pattern and that I get it out to you in time. Right. I don't know what else to say about it yet, without spoiling it for anybody that hasn't seen that video. So today's one is super quick and super speedy, and I will see you all again. The written pattern for the no paper chain is available over on the Ravelry shop. There will be a link on the end screen to get you over to it, and it will cost you £1.50. But of course there is also the tutorial on the channel, so that will be linked on this end screen coming up now for you. Right, so there we go. That is the selection of patterns for this week. I hope you've enjoyed watching them all. And hopefully you found something that you fancy creating. Alright, I'm heading off now, so remember, stay chilled, stay happy, keep crafting, and bye bye everybody.